Hi, everybody. This is, let me read the disclaimer. All information provided on this channel is for educational purposes only, and this channel does not promote or encourage misuse of the information. I will mention some things that happened today and my opinions too, but remember, your thoughts and opinions are equally important in shaping our discussions. I will use words not intended to offend people, but to describe my point of view and how I see things. Take what resonates with you and what does not resonate with you, put it on the shelf or throw it away. I intend to share with others how I see the Bible today. In the beginning, it was a literal for me. As time progressed, it became an initiation progression in the book by the brotherhood in the allegoric form. It tells the story of the celestial body, numerology, cosmology, and most of all, the connection of humans with the divine. So today is Let's Talk. What's on your mind? Hi, Scott Saturn. How you doing? Yeah, I did. Hi, Raquel. How you doing? You know, I used to have this name for years and years, and I used it on Facebook, and then I woke up, and the spirit told me to put it back. And so I'm sure you guys know what Prophetess Deborah. I'm sure you guys know what aset means. And of course, mahogany means wood, which really comes from the trees. I was looking at my window right above the apartments right across from me, and the trees was dancing. I'm like, look at that right there. And I just thought it was a beautiful thing. When no wind blowing, the trees was dancing. Okay. Well, good afternoon to you, Miss Raquel. You changed your name to Deborah. You changed your name from Deborah Speaks. Debbie is my mom's name too. Uh, I said, when you get a chance, could you talk about the number 13 and the number 9? Raquel, I'm putting that together just for you. And so when I'm done with it, I will put it in there like I always do the premiere. So I'm working on that and three other things. So yeah, I didn't forget you. I remember what you said. I jotted it down as a note for myself. Because you know I'm getting there. I can't remember everything. It's just so much to remember. So how you guys doing today? Y'all getting ready for you for the holiday tomorrow? I'm not going to even talk about that holiday. But you know, I when I was working, I always knew about that holiday. But when I was working, I used to take off on that holiday and Martin Luther King holiday, and I used to take off just so I didn't have to work. And that's what I did with my holiday. And I didn't do no celebration of those holidays. I just got me some rest. Oh, I'm doing good. Sundays is my cleanup day. I clean up mostly on Sundays. Yeah, mostly on Sun. So there was a young lady. I forgot what she called her name as, and I thought it was a guy. And so when I mentioned, I told her that uh, there are a few guys that come in the live chat, and I want to get uh, a male uh, perspective on a couple of things, and I thought she was a male, and she told me she wasn't a male. But the name that she had made me think that she was a male, and I do apologize, for that, because based on some of them names, I tell you, they sound like men name, and then some guys have names that sound like female names. So yes, I okay. Raquel said I don't celebrate those days, but I take days officially. Yeah, yeah, I did it. I used to make sure I take them days off. Because where I work, they would work you 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They didn't care, and so that was in a plant though. That was a IBM plant in Charlotte. I worked in the. They hired me in the plant in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they wanted people working 24/7. And of course, I took it. And then if you work, excuse me, if you work on the holidays, you get half time, and then you get double time depending on the holiday. But I would always take them days off because I had my work didn't end. I had to work at home, had to cut. We lived on an acre of land, and I had to cut grass, clean two cars. And back during them days, I was ironing, so I had to iron my clothes, my husband's clothes. We had three children. I had to iron all three of them. My daughter was in the daycare, and my sons was in school. So I had to iron, and then I had to cook for him because he would take lunches to work. He didn't have to, but that's what he did because we had a cafeteria, and then we had places around and about real close to us where we could get. But he liked home cooked meals, so I stayed busy. I stayed busy. I felt like a real slave. It's getting so expensive you can't take any days off, at least not without being paid. Well, of course, they doing that purposely because they don't need the money. Oh yeah, I'm going to make sure that you're gonna be shocked with that number. See, the reason why I know about the number 13, I did some research and meditation on number 13 some years ago because my son was born on he was actually born on May the 13th. My mother was her birthday was May the 11th. And so I was in the hospital going through labor May the 11th. So I thought I was going to have him on her birthday. So I stayed in labor for 2 days, and I had him May the 13th. And it was definitely a scary day for many people, but not me. Then my granddaughter, and he was the second child. He is the second child. My granddaughter, she was born on September the 13th. And she is the second child. And so, of course, when that happened, I really had to figure out what was going on. So that's the 13 and 13. That's how I came up with the alphabets. That's how the spirit put the alphabets. I don't know if y'all watched the alphabet video, but that's how I came up with the alphabets because Yod He Vod He or YHVH comes up to the number 26, and so does the alphabets. Yod He Vod He is supposed to be the Aleph, which is in Psalms 119. like that. And then YHVH equals 26. And then the alphabet, that's why how they named the alphabets from that is 26. So what I did was added, I love to play with numbers. Numbers is my thing. Uh, that's how I came up with that. And so, that's what's up. And I've been on a journey with that ever since. So I got some good stuff for you, Raquel. Yeah, I got some good stuff for you. Yeah. And the number 13 has been, it's funny because they would use, whenever the number 13 falls on a Friday, they would always make fun of that. Demonize it. And let me just tell you, they have a pattern. Every time they demonize something, go take a look at it, because their whole tactic is their whole tactic is fear. And see, I did not realize for years I wouldn't sleep in the dark. I would sleep with the bathroom light on. Now, when I was married, my ex and I used to sleep in the dark, but I did not sleep in the dark by myself. Just recently, it's been 2 months now, I've been sleeping in the dark, and I'm quite comfortable in the dark. Uh, I don't think I told y'all this story. Maybe I'm not going to talk about all of it, but when I had the near death experience, I had two options. The first option, I was standing like in the middle. To my left was a long tunnel. It was very dark, and I was afraid. And then to the right of me was all my dead relatives in this bloodline. Um, they were standing in front of this big old bright, I thought it was the sun, but it wasn't the sun, it was the moon. And so I was afraid to go through that tunnel. But I knew the tunnel would probably be the best place for me to go, but I didn't do it. So I decided to go toward where the relatives were because I was afraid of the dark. And so I woke up, I was in a coma at the hospital, and I woke up out of the coma. And I was pissed. Ooh, I was pissed. I did not want to come back here. And I was like that for years. I hated being here. I didn't mistreat. The only person I mistreated in this earth was my ex-husband. You know, uh, but nobody else. You know, um, my son, my oldest son that passed, he was just, he stayed in trouble, and I used to whoop his behind. But it wasn't a good thing to whoop him. But that's what happened to me. And you have to be careful following suit, because children are not slaves. And just because they don't do the things that you want them to do, you have no right to put your hand on them. I don't care how bad they are. You have no right to put your hand on them. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way. But so so what I'm doing, I'm very happy about my situation with sleeping in the dark. I'm very thankful because I know I'm gonna go through that tunnel this time. I got an opportunity, and if you guys want me to, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it up on this video. I got an opportunity to listen to some people that had near-death experiences. It's funny because if you just shut up in your mind and sit your ass down and be still, the spirit talk to you. The spirit will tell you, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And that's what's been going on with me. So the spirit led me to straight to the videos. And there was this one man, he was sharing his experience about him having a heart attack, and he was talking about his experience, his near death experience, and it was so similar to mine. And I'm telling you, it sometimes I used to be a skeptic when I was young, and I used to think people be telling lies. And every time I would think that way, then I'd turn around and have that experience. Isn't that something? Uh, Virgos don't believe. Virgos naturally don't believe in shit, you know, and that's that. But I was optimistic. I was born to be optimistic, and it was just funny when I was listening to him. And then what was so funny, I always talk about the lower and higher self. And this is the truth. And I understand why people always bring up Bobby Hemmett. Because they probably thought I was watching Bobby Hemmett's videos all the time, and I wasn't. Only because of his mouth. And I knew he read most of his stuff from books and stuff. But what tripped me out was this. I was led to his video, and the video was talking about the lower and higher self. And the man was saying the exact same stuff that I was saying. And I'm like, well, okay, you Bobby Hemmett's uh uh person, y'all used to follow Bobby Hemmett, or you still follow Bobby Hemmett. Then he had told people about the higher and lower self. That people that follow Bobby Hemmett should know that, because he damn sure talked about it. It shouldn't be. And then the other thing that he talked about too was the daemon, this word. And I was laughing because I'm like, you know what, Most High, you are funny. That word, that word just simply means this. It doesn't matter whether you good whether it doesn't matter, because we have positive and negative in us anyway. So whether you make a negative choice or whether you make a positive choice, you still a damn daemon. When he was talking about, I was cracking up. I guess the universe wanted me to know. That's probably why they bring Bobby Hemmett up all the time. But I promise you, people, I wasn't into Bobby Hemmett like that. I really am the type of person, I like to hear from the universe myself. I like to, when people try to prophesy to me and stuff, I say to the universe, you could have told me that. Why you didn't tell me? That's how I do. I pout because I'm not hard to hear, and that's how I go. But a lot of times the universe has a method to his madness. Uh, it just has a method to this madness. I remember one day I had to go to this place with this lady, and she was taking me to this place because she was trying to get something from the place. And I had to go with her because the universe had something to say to the lady through me. I didn't know it. I wasn't prepared. But when I got there, it just came out. And the lady bust out crying because she know I ain't know about her damn business. You know what gets me about people? What gets me about people, when they hear something that is truth, then they start uh, gravitating to you. Like you somebody great. You listen. People, if they tell the damn truth, they have experiences, positive and negative experiences too. the ones that is used by the universe. You know, you have positive and negative experience, but people that don't know that, they wind up gravitating to these people, and they want to pull on these people. I would tell people right off the bat, if you are a book reader, you do it for a period of time. If you are a video watcher, you do it for a period of time, because at some point you need to start going inside yourself, getting that information from yourself, within yourself. One of the things that I realize with people, people are afraid of themselves. They're afraid of what they may see. Some days I look in the mirror, I'm cute. I'm a cute old 67-year-old. And some days I look in the mirror, there's a hot, ugly mess. But it's okay, because I'm all good with myself, because I'm not into vanity. I used to be into vanity years ago in my 20s. It's not the case now. So if I see something that about myself, I'm good. Raquel says, so demon just means spirit, whether good or bad. Yes, ma'am. That's all it means. If you test, if what you do, if you send emails out, type in the wrong email address, and what's going to come back is that word. That's what's going to come back. When I first saw that word years ago, I could not believe that word popped out. I said, ain't no damn demon. That's what I said myself. And I said that out loud to myself. And I started researching that word. And I did that for some time. And it was broken down to me what that word meant. They got all kinds of titles out there for, and just because the titles sound negative doesn't mean that it's negative. Because you're going to be a daemon, because that's what they call spirits. You're going to be a daemon whether you're a bad one or a good one. You're going to be a daemon, because that's what they call spirits, daemons. They had a movie that came out. I think it was, what was the name of that movie? This little boy was in it. I think his name was Damon. Yeah, they used the word Damon, and then he had this big old black uh, uh, dog in the movie, right along with what's that baby? Something baby, demon baby. Yes, it's just titles, Raquel. They just titles. We're angels. We're angels. Do you see? Have you seen any bad ones down here? I told you we came from the stars. That's why they name those people stars in Hollywood, because all they did was copy. All they did was copy. Everything is a copy. They copy. Uh, Jacob's name is supplant. Supplant means to replace. And that's what they've been doing. They've been removing the original people and replacing the original people with something else. They remove the original knowledge, and then they replace it with something else. They remove the original statute from a location, and they take it to another location. They don't care how many tons it weighs. That's how serious they are about what they do. you know, and that's just what it is, you know, and we have to see it for what it is, because I think, and I brought that back up because, and I want to bring this back up. I don't care if I have to keep saying it over and over and over and over and over until it sticks. Because all I am is a thought provoker. I provoke people to think. That's my job, is to provoke people to think. It's not my job to say, "Oh, gravitate to me because I'm great." That ain't what I do. But it is my job to provoke people to think for themselves. That's what my job is. And I started out, the universe finished it up, and that's how it works. The universe works in me to do it, and then the universe finish it up in you. Robots and clones be around. Remember the original Star Trek? Yes, I do. That Star Trek. That's the other thing about how you know that you are a soul child or a star child, uh, because you love those type of series. Like they had something called Alfred Hitchcock. I used to watch Alfred Hitchcock. They had something called The Twilight Zone. I used to watch that. They had Star Trek. I watched that. They had something. If you got, let's see, watch that series right there, Black Lightning. Hi, Glow. How you feeling? How you been doing, Glow? I've been thinking about you. Are you feeling better? Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better. Because I sure been thinking about you. Glad to see that you out. But yeah, you like I say, we like stuff that is related to us. We watch movies that has to do with the action, and we don't like sex. We don't like sex. What else? Drugs, and we don't like we don't like them kind of movies. Because that's really lower mindset and violence. You're right, and violence. We don't like them kind of movies. We don't watch that. You know what? Then watch that. I'll pull a video on YouTube and watch the kids with their little silly selves and laugh with them. Do you remember the cartoons called The Secret of Isis? It came out. No, I didn't see that one. I'm gonna write that down. Secret. I'm sure they still got it around somewhere. No, I didn't see that one. I wasn't in the 70s. I was working a lot, so I really didn't watch. Yeah, the 70s was my work period. All of the 70s. I wasn't. I wasn't into TV. I really didn't start watching TV until the late 80s, 90s. But I'm gonna see if they still have that, Raquel. Yep. Yep. This name that I have now, I've had many debates. And it's funny because the universe always planted somebody in the group, because I had over 5,000 followers in the group on Facebook. In the group, the universe always had someone that had my back. I'm talking about doctors and lawyers, and it was quite a bit of people of status in that group. And they would sit back and listen. But when they had to talk, they talked. And I'm like, okay. And they did that. And I was just I learned a lot from that group. But then the Malachi York people started coming in the group. And they wanted to really argue and debate. And I wasn't trying to do that, no, not like that. Because to argue, to debate, and it's funny because when the president debate, that's just a distraction. Debating never have a positive outcome, because the two people walk away with their ego. They're debating because of their egos. They're not debating. They don't care whether you know what they know. They just want to debate you because of their ego. And nobody walks away with knowing nothing, you know. And so I've listened to some of the guys debating, and it never comes out with a positive outcome. If you're in a debate with somebody, debating does not bring out positive outcome. You don't learn shit in a debate. Absolutely nothing, you know. And so I don't listen to debating anymore. And I haven't done that in quite some years now. Because you get nothing out of it. The ego is just that. It wants to tell you how much it knows, and it wants to tell you what you don't know. You know, there's a way to share knowledge with people without putting them down. You don't have to put people down to share knowledge. You know, some people come on here and they think they be slick when they be commenting, but I see what they're doing. Hey, Kiran, you finally made it. I'm so glad to see you here. You finally made it. But yeah, they think I don't see the when they make certain comments, they think I don't see the ego. I see it. But then I look at it and say it may be an ego, but it could possibly be helpful to somebody. So I'm not gonna embarrass them. I'm just gonna let it be. Keon, did you tell me? I mean, Kieran, did you tell me what state you was in, or were you in this country at all? I couldn't remember. So what's going on, people? Oh, you raised in Florida? Okay. I met. Well, I didn't meet her in person, but on the game, secondlife.com, I met a mafia, a person that was a part of the mafia family, and she wanted me to come on the game over to her land and be a speaker of different health uh, problems, because I was reading a lot about that then. And she made a decision. She was trying to critique what, just tell me what you want me to speak about, and that's what I'm going to do. But then she started trying to critique what I was saying. And I said, you know what? And I told her, and we both was on Facebook, and she was taking stuff that I put on Facebook and posting it in her group on Facebook. And that was the stuff that I was going to talk about on the game. And I asked her not to do that. And then she said, well, I think it would be a good idea that I just invite you as a speaker, to come as a speaker rather than be uh, a person that's doing it all the time. And I told her, I said, how about this? How about I don't be a speaker at all? You do your thing and I'm going to do my thing. See, when I get on that game, I'm on that game to have fun, to relax. I'm not on that game for all that stuff that take place in corporations. You leave the corporate shit out my face when you come to me on the game, because I'm not interested in your corporate behavior. I don't care if you five managers. Don't bring that stuff to me on the game, because it takes away from the fun. You can do things on that game and relax, and you don't have to act like you do when you in this realm uh working. Because nobody likes a boss that uses their ego. Nobody. I hear it all the time in the streets. When I'm out there in the streets, I hear people talking about all the time. They don't want them people telling them what to do, and they come bothering them when they had a bad night or a bad morning, and they don't want to deal with that. It's bad enough when you're working for nothing. You're working for minimum wage, and minimum wage today, the houses may be a half a million, and they paying you uh less than 50,000 a year, and you got a degree. That's what I mean when I said minimum wage. That's pretty tough for some people. And then you got to put up with some bullshit coming from somebody's mouth. No, that's why I don't work. Because I'm the type of person, I want you to show me what I need to do. Whoever's going to train me to do it, let them come and train me. If you need to train me, you train me, and get the fuck out my face. And that was my attitude. Because I didn't need you to come in with the attitude of uh showing me your big old ego. I wasn't with that, because it didn't benefit me. I was the type of person, I don't mind working for pay, but that other shit, I wasn't having it, because it wasn't necessary. I'm talking about stuff like, I had one manager to tell me, they had, when I was at IBM, I was here, and we moved to Atlanta, so all they had was administrative jobs here. So they took 8 jobs and consolidated into one. And so, because I'm an organized person, I know how to organize, because I'm a natural organizer. I organized those 8 jobs to be efficient, so I can be efficient in it. So my boss girlfriend came down, and she wanted me to change it for her, because she was a natural drunk. She was a drunk. Most of the time she come in the morning, she had a damn hangover. And she came in telling me to change it this way. And I straight out told her ass, no, I'm not changing shit, because the customer is satisfied. I'm satisfied. And do you know what happened? She wanted to show me that she was running things. So she went and told my boss. My boss came to me and said that we need to get along. I don't have to get along with her by changing shit for her. I'm going to change the way I had things set up to please her. And that's going to make things difficult for me, and make things difficult for me in how I deal with the customer. That female was out of her mind. And so what she did, when I didn't do it, when I didn't change it, the boss put me back on the secretary desk. I was pissed, because I was the type of person like to move around, and she put me back out there on the secretary desk. When you are a secretary, uh, probably at other places as well, I don't know, you have to sit at that damn desk, and you have to, and it was hard to get somebody to sit at your desk while you go use the bathroom. I hated that desk, you know. And so IBM came with the buyout. And so I had two choices. So I took the damn buyout, you know. So Raquel said, don't forget to up the video. Keyron says, I know there's going to reset the world so nobody ain't gonna work for less. Also, I feel like it's 1992 again, while everything going backwards. It is going backwards. I talked about that. I did that video. And then some person gave me a comment, and they made a comment about, well, ain't nothing going backwards where I live. I just asked a simple question. Just about everybody in my parking lot in my building is parked backwards except for me. I will park straight into the parking space, and everybody parked backwards. And so I'm the type of person, I go by nature. I look at nature and I pay attention to people. I'm a people watcher. I watch everything about you. That's who I am. Some people may call me nosy, some people may call me whatever. I don't care. But I watch everything about you. I observe you when you ain't paying attention that I'm observing you. So when you open up your mouth, I already know what type of energy you got going on. Oh, thumbs up for the video. Okay, gotcha. I mean, time doesn't exist anywhere now. It don't. But I'm just saying we so used to using the word time to where, I mean, you got to understand it's a circle. It starts at the top of the circle and it goes around back to that circle, but it's going backwards. And that's what people don't understand. Whatever it was, it is again. That's why when each so many years, people think that the style that they had, we had that style already. Now we didn't do the damn plaids and stripes, but we did the platform shoes, and we did the braids and the afros, and uh now the wigs. Back in my day, the people that wore wigs were cancer patients or prostitutes. People that wore them long eyelashes on their eyes, they were prostitutes and drag queens. That's what was going on in my time now. Because so they are backing in. They are backing in. Yeah, they're backing in. That's what they're doing. When is this all going to end? Who knows? I got a feeling if we have, because of our intuition, the intuition will let us know when that period is going to take place. I don't know if you can see the how bright the sun is in my room. The sun is getting brighter and brighter and brighter. It's getting brighter. The moon is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Cause what I do, I watched, I'm always looking up. I'm always looking up. And sometimes when I look up at the sky, it looks like symbols. It looks like we're in the inside of a body. It looks like a body to me, and we're in the inside of it, the top part of it. That's what it looks like to me sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes. Now, some people would get scared about it, but I'm learning not to be afraid anymore. You know, and I didn't understand why I had a hard time sleeping in the dark because I used to go out a lot at night and walk the streets when we didn't have no cars. I used to walk all the time at night. Raquel said rent and mortgage are extremely expensive and other things as well. Yep. Kiran says, how are you doing, Raquel? Yeah, everything's going up except for they're not giving people enough cost of living raises nowhere, you know. And then they got this little thing uh that if you they'll say some stuff like the government is giving you $6,400 for free, and then when you call that number, they ask you, do you have Medicare? And if you don't have Medicare, they don't want to talk to you no more. But the advertisement of it is false. I remember they used to take all that serious. They don't take that stuff serious no more. You know, people can lie straight out and they don't do nothing about it. It's pricing the average person out. Yeah, yeah. That's what's happening, Raquel. That's what's happening. I look at most of in the apartments that I live in, they mostly young people that live in. When I first moved in this apartment, it was very mixed, uh, and I'd rather have a mixed community. And now it's not so mixed. Oh, you ain't got the word. She knows. She knows what she got to do. Remember, she's the creatress. She knows what she has to do. But it's not. And what I'm seeing is so much sadness in these children eyes and stuff. And so what it does, it makes me just talk to the universe about them, you know, daily, because they are so sad. It still, we knew we had to work in our generations. The next generation worked, but the generation after that, they start not wanting to work. And then the children, they're grown children, it's hard for them because a lot of them are committing suicide. The ball, somewhere we dropped the ball, and it's between the young generation today. 40, the parents may be in their 40s, and I'm talking about the children that they had in their 40s, while now the parents are 40 and the kids may be in their 20s, and a lot of them are committing suicide. And we have to, we have to, like, for me, I continue talking to the universe about it. I even made up me some affirmations about it because if I can get on YouTube and talk to my son and talk to other people, I certainly can put some affirmations together and talk to the universe, which is what I do. I mean, the high creators need to step in because this has gotten out of hand. Well, that's just something you don't tell her. She makes that decision. One thing I don't do, I don't make it my business to try to tell the creators what she should be doing. It's like you can't do that. Kiran says, I believe good people will create a new economic so there's not to be any type of corruption and hate, including any type of evil now. There's still a chance to help a proper community that cares about truth. Yeah, and that's one of my affirmations. That's one of my affirmations. I ask, would she, or will she, and that's one of my and I truly feel that she's building up a community of people that's going to do the right thing for the whole entire planet, all over the cultures. That's what I'm feeling. And I feel also that because I know that the earth is going backwards. Excuse me. The earth is going backwards. I also know that we're going to come back into that matriarchal mindset as well, for the whole planet, because I'm seeing where the corruption is in our face. Where the corruption took place is in our face. Everything, because the world is going backwards. Everything that took place in the past is being shown right in our face right now. So Raquel says, well, or something needs to be done. Yeah, it's going to be done, Raquel. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you're right. I agree with you now. I agree with you. It's getting it to, it's see, you got to understand this process is has to do with thought. Everything that you see going on is because of the thought process of those that have the power and the ability to think things into existence, and this is what they created, and they created it in ignorance. And I could take you to the churches where the women that have souls, women that have thought as a manifesting, they don't know, many of them don't know that their thinking is what's creating the problems. They don't know that. They don't know that their thinking is the one that's keeping that preacher in that pulpit. They don't know that they're keeping that preacher in the pulpit, and they're keeping the church doors open. They don't know that that's what they're thinking, that what they're doing is the right thing because it was written literally in the Bible. Just because it was written literally, no. Just because people interpret it literally doesn't mean that that's the truth. And that's the problem. That's why you got 10 churches on one street, because of the ego. Everybody wants to make some money. And that's one, when I heard that Kiki, what's her name? Kiki the singer, and I love her singing. When I found out, I think I saw a video that Kiki, what's her name? I can't remember her last name. She got, I think, 9 or 10 children. She's a singer. And when I saw the video that she's a pastor now, and that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And the thing of it is, they took, oh yeah, Kiki Shepherd. I think that's her name. Let me see. Let me make sure. Now her name is Kiki Wyatt, and she's a pastor now, or she's gonna be a pastor. Uh, yeah, I'll do a particular video. Well, I don't want to put everything about myself in videos. I like to leave something. Say you can create your own affirmation. Yeah, yeah, the R&B singer. Uh-huh. Yeah, you can create your own affirmation, Raquel. Um, yeah. So Quran says the matriarch power is just strong. Things are changing against the evil-hearted patriarchal system. None of those bad males can't stop it anymore. You're right. They can't do nothing. It's done. I know that. I felt it uh, in the video when I was talking. I felt it. It is like my spirit confirmed to me. It's just a matter of time. They know that. They feeling it too. When you start seeing people like uh those conscious community guys, when you start seeing them falling, one guy was taking cashapp money for a school that he said he was going to build. Another guy uh, put out there that he was going to build something and he didn't do it. And then he got exposed. And then he wound up allegedly, they say he messed with his girlfriend's daughter by giving her alcohol. She actually was on a YouTube channel. I watched her speak about it, and she was crying, and I was listening to her, and I just don't understand why those guys do that kind of stuff. It's so much vagina, and I'm gonna say it that way. Not only vagina, but it's so much vagina and butt out there that you can get for free. It's almost like they need something that is innocent, that they can take away the innocence that pleases them better, it seems like. Yeah, Omar, he's one of them, and he's still out there talking. And the there's a lot of them. They're not getting what they used to get. And then there's some people still following these. Is one of them? Uh, I think Sanchez. I think Sanchez is, and there's another one, only one still standing. There's another guy. Now I like some of the stuff that he did together. He put together um the menu, not the menu. He put together uh what old blood type people should be eating. He put that together. I don't know whether he did it himself, but that's where I had got it from. And then when I looked at his list of what old blood type need to eat, I was eating it and had been eating it for years. Not every little item that he had on there, but I am a vegetable person, and I start eating meat like the chicken, like the wings. Really, I'm sure there's something else. I have not had. See, I have not had wings since the second. And when I did eat something called the wing, I threw it back up. So now I just been eating salads because I'm trying to get this weight off me. And I'm doing pretty good as far as not eating anything but the salads. So it's just salads and saltine crackers right now. Raquel says sacrifice of innocent and purity. Yeah, and that's what they're doing. That's it. It seemed like that's because there's so much free stuff out there. Quran says, "Oh, you took it out." Oh, he retracted his message. Yeah, it's getting to be too much. Just taking away the innocence of these babies. One lady, her child was telling her that a boyfriend had did something to her, and then he had pregnated her, and then she said automatically said, "You just lying." That's what the mother told the daughter, and she said, "Get out my house." She told her, "Get out my house." And she said, "Well, before you do that, you know I don't have nowhere to go, Mom. I tell you what you do, Mom. Just go and lay in my bed." He comes in at 11:30 every night in my bedroom. Just lay in the bed like you're me, and you see that I wasn't lying. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. He came in at 11:30, and when he came in, oh wow, I see that orb right there on my thing right there. Oh, that's cute. But the he came in at 11:30, just like the little girl said, and the mama put him out. But these mamas need to do better with the, you know, don't bring guys in on your children, because now they're molesting little boys as well as little girls. I literally saw this guy uh was beating this girlfriend, and then uh he put it on Facebook so you can see it. And he was beating the girl. He took the baby and threw the baby on the floor. And he broke some stuff in that baby. It ain't. I'm just gonna say it just like this. I realize that some of these females want somebody to lay beside them at night, but you don't want nobody laying beside you that's gonna do harm to you and your children. Just don't. Huron says sex past creeps ain't gonna get away with sex crimes anymore. Nope, they're not. They're not. And I know I'm not the only one that's speaking this in the universe. And I've been seeing it. I've been speaking this for some years now. And I'm just start seeing it being exposed. Just start seeing it exposed. That you got to understand, when those guys that these people are tied into, I'm talking about the actors and the singers and all that. These guys that they're tied into, when they piss them off, the three things happen to these people when they piss them off. They either go to jail, they tie their money up in lawyers, so they lose most of their money. They claim them to be crazy, or they wind up getting killed and they never find out who killed them. You know, and I honestly think it has to do with a sacrifice. They promise these creatures a sacrifice, and they don't give up the sacrifice, so they go for them. And that's what I'm saying. I've been watching this thing for a good 40 years, and it's the same pattern. Three patterns: kill them, put them in jail, embarrass them first before they put them in jail, and before they kill them, they don't never find out who killed them, or if they want to just put it off on somebody, they'll do that too. And you see, they kill them, uh they put them in jail, or they say they're crazy. And that's what they do. It's them the only three things that they do with them. Good for her for suggesting that to her mother. Yes. Yes. And it's sad that she had to. You never believe uh these males over your children, because it just a good practice. And I tell females like this, if you just got to have the penis, go to his house. Get your penis from him and carry your ass home to your children. Don't bring him in your house to live there. Don't do that. That's a no-no. It's just too much evidence of these males doing what they're doing. And it's all over the place now. It's very, you see so much. I don't even watch the news. My news is YouTube. They put that stuff in YouTube. Yeah, and they doing the women too. But women are gonna have to start saying no to certain things. I remember uh, just before I had after I had my son, this guy, his mother and father owned a service station. And I didn't have a car, so I used to have to walk past that service station to catch the bus. So the son asked me where was I going. And I don't know what possessed me to get in the car with this boy. But he said, "Oh, I'll take you." And so I got in the car. He drove a Corvette. And so he took me on the expressway, took me to a hotel, and I asked him why he said he had to make a stop. This joker got on the phone, trying to call his buddies, because his whole intent was he was going to rape me. And he was going to get other guys to rape me as well. And he did rape me. But he couldn't get the other guys to come. And from that point on, I learned not to get in the car with nobody. Catch the bus. And that's what I continued doing during that time period. Raquel said, "It is a crazy world out there. Please, great mother, we need help." Kiran says, "Wait, so do you mean the elite have been killing celebrities, popes, politicians, and criminals unknowingly?" Yes, sir, buddy. And I'm going to say allegedly, because I'm one of those persons. I don't believe everything I hear and see, but there is a girl out there and there is a guy out there that it was a guy, first of all, that's all he talked about. He talked about the blood sacrifices. He talked about who did the blood sacrifice. And it's funny because when he named these people, sure enough, family members did get killed. But they never found the killer. Um, Certain family members went to jail, and they wound up going to jail. Listen, R. Kelly, allegedly. R. Kelly, they've been known R. Kelly was doing the stuff that he was doing. R. Kelly pissed them off. And they say he got beat up in the prison. They sent him down to North Carolina prison. But they knew R. Kelly was doing that. Just like so far, Sean Combs he's been accused, but he has not been, they have not taken him to jail. And so obviously they setting him up is what they're doing. They're gathering stuff because he's gone too. Whether he knows it or not, he's gone because he don't piss somebody off. See, the problem is with these guys, they start making that money and they start getting favor with all the what they call important people. And the important people don't want them to be like that. And they start getting flashy and they start making these decisions that draw attention to them. They don't like them doing that. But when they start doing that, they about to go. It's a pattern. It's always a pattern. You always know when they don't when these people don't piss them off. Because like I said, they go to jail, they die, they get killed, you know, or they supposed to have been a sacrifice, presenting them with the sacrifice. They didn't. So they make them the sacrifice. And and that's some shit I've been seeing for years now. So Raquel said we as women have to be careful as well as men to seem like nothing is off limit. It ain't. They're raping males, they're raping females. They don't care. They say that inside, hi Kay, how you doing? Hi Kay, complimentary. How you doing? You can get preyed on taking bus to. I only take ride from PPs I know. Let me tell you, even they are something else. Let me tell you, one night when I was out there drinking, I used to go to this club called the Frat House. So I wouldn't drive and drink. And so that particular night, I had been going to the frat house for I guess about 5 years. And so this guy, I thought I knew him. I used to see him every time I went, and we used to smile and chat and everything. And so my girlfriend said, "Do you have a ride to get home?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "He gonna take me home." So he took me down this dark street, and his thing was to rape me. So I told him, I talked him into it. I said, "It'll be much comfortable laying in the bed. I'm just around the corner. You can take me around the corner." So as soon as I came in the house, I called my son. He didn't know my son and I lived together. And he took off. So the next time I went to that club, I told all the guys that knew me and knew how I hung up there. I told all the guys about what he tried to do, and they got in his ass about it. And he never came back to that club no more. So you can think you know somebody, and it doesn't mean you know them. You just think you know them. You just have to be careful with everybody these days. People, you don't know what goes on in their wicked ass heads. You just don't. It's like they preying on people that are afraid. They preying on the innocents. They just preying on people. And you can see them jokers every day. Like I just explained that, you know, and you don't know what goes on in their minds, you know, to invade someone's private. To me, if a person mutually give you consent, hey, can't do nothing about that. But if you're taking it from them, that's too many people out there want to have sex for you to be going around taking something from somebody. I'm talking about women that have had sex. There's no reason for you to take sex from her. There's no reason for you to take sex from a male that that have had sex. They'll do it anyway. I just don't get the wickedness. Hey, Zaliki, how you doing today? So Raquel said, "Prey is the exact word for its predator." Yeah, I just don't understand that. It confuses my head every time I hear that. You make it. His whole thing was, I was very popular at the club. Talk to everybody, anybody. That's who I was. Wherever I go somewhere and it's a crowd of people and we close knit, I'll stand there smiling. That's what I do. I smile. And then people come over and they start talking. And I've always done that. And that's how people connect with me. And maybe he didn't like that. Maybe he had a mama that was mean and nasty to him. And so maybe I remember, I don't know what it was. But I did not act like a hoe. I didn't treat myself like he didn't see me going out the club with a different guy. I was always driving, but I stopped driving because I had got a DUI. And so I started riding with a girlfriend of mine, and what I would do, she'd do the driving. I put gas in her car and I would buy her drinks and I buy my drinks. And that's how I did it. So Kiran says nobody can't get any attention more than the beast of the world, Yardavoth. But I have a question. What really to Joe Jackson for Michael Jackson family? I know he got clapped and chopped to pieces. Yeah, Latoya. Is her name Latoya? Latoya said that her daddy, allegedly, Latoya said her daddy was molested her and molested all of them. The same way the DeBarge daddy did to all of them. I just don't understand the mentality. The mentality. What goes through their mind? You know, and I wonder sometimes there was a period, allegedly, that there was a group of people that was in power and that was prestige and had money. They slept with their relatives to keep the money in the family, and they did that for years. They kept it in the family. They didn't go outside of the family. So that to me is incest. So the incest took place, and from what I understand, it's still going on. They keeping it in the blood, and they're having sex with their own children. It's sickening. It's just a sick thing. And then I guess what I don't understand, now Tyler Perry did a movie, and I can't remember the name of the movie. But Tyler Perry don't do stuff unless it's truth. I'm gonna tell you that now. But he did a movie, and the wife, the woman, the mother had two daughters. And she had the one daughter she had by another man. So she married this man and she had another daughter by this man. But the man wanted to rape her daughter that she had by somebody else in order for her to continue living with him. And she gave her daughter, to this man continually. And he continually molesting her, and she allowed that. I just don't get this mentality of these females. I don't get that. How can you do that to a child? How can you destroy a child like that? And I know that Tyler Perry got that from something that happened for real. Now, one thing, I watched a lot of stuff that Tyler Perry did, and a lot of the stuff that he put on TV, besides the funny stuff, a lot of that happened for real. Even Ruthless, and Ruthless was a real story. Now, I don't know whether Ruthless was about the male that killed all them Africans, or whether it had something to do with Malachi York. I don't know. But I do know he didn't make that story up. and it might have been a series because it was a lot of uh uh that type of environment all over the place, and still is, that type of behavior with these churches, and there were several of them here in Atlanta. And I just don't understand the mentality of people letting somebody grown. A guy came up to me, Kiran, said, I don't want to be famous, period. I also, are you talking about Precious, the movie? Yes. That was yeah, Precious is the movie I saw, yes. Raquel said spiritual predatorial. Yeah. I just don't understand the mentality. But Tyler Perry don't do movies unless they real. When he first came out, he was funny, and he's still funny in Medea. Because anytime I want to get something funny, I go ahead on and put it out there and watch it myself. I like to watch little kids because they're funny. They're so innocent and they so sincere and funny to me. Like if y'all get a chance, look at this little boy. Look at he been doing videos for a long time. Look at his videos. And if you like kids like me, he will make you laugh. Um, you know. Have you guys seen the video that I put out there? Have you guys checked it out? I put 3 of them out there at one time. What y'all think about the flip charts, or would you prefer live? And you got to come online to come live for me to come live. Is it better to do flip charts, or is it better to do online live? Because at least live we can keep on coming together talking. But I'm saying I'm gonna continue with let's talk. Uh, I'm gonna continue that, but outside of that, yeah, that's it. Tyler Perry, Medea Family Union. Yes, thank you, Raquel. So Kiran says, as a male, when it comes to lust, we males we are nasty in the mind, and we were taught how to degrade a woman and call manhood, even though that was not true at all. Wow. Okay, Raquel says live. Okay, well, at least I can't say nothing to you, Raquel. You do show up every time I do a live. I'm glad about that. I just wish more people would come, because the more people come, the more interaction and more knowledge is put out there in the comment. So how do you forgive mothers who compromise their children to have a new man? Oh my goodness. You have no choice but to forgive them, because forgiveness frees you. That mother, hey, fool abroad, how you doing? Yes, it changed, baby. It went back. This is what I used to call myself before. But getting back to your comment, complimentary, let me tell you something. Forgiveness frees you. So that's important. You have to figure out a way to forgive her and go on about your business. Forgiveness does not mean you got to stay in that person's life. Forgiveness simply means that you tell them that you forgive them for the things that they did. They may not never ever admit that they did it, and that's okay. But you know they did it. You know that. And so what you do, you add, and then you say to them, if I have done something, please forgive me, and go on about your business. That includes mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousins, anybody. You have to go on because you are on your journey. You on the journey of whatever that may be. And may not be included in your journey. So Miss Food Broad says, I noticed you changed the name of your channel. Yes, I've been it actually came back to me. I used to call myself a set mahogany food abroad before I put my real name out there. So I was a set mahogany for many years. So Raquel says, right, I understand the more the people, the merrier it is. Well, I do have respect for people's opinion. I do. I do have respect for people that have opinions respectfully. I think we all have a voice. And, people can come in here and share anything on this platform because that's why I open it up. As long as it's done respectfully, you know, because I do believe that if you have 10 people, and I'm not going to always know everything because I don't know everything, but somebody in the platform may know the answer to whatever the question may be, and anybody can answer it. Even though people may address me, that's okay, but anybody can answer it. And if I can't answer, I'm going to say I can't answer because I'm not going to sit up there and say something I don't know. That's just the way it is for me. I'm not trying to impress no damn body. Not at all. I love and enjoy people, but I like people that know how to think for themselves. I've noticed that some Black women who teach spirituality have our set energy. I think it's that giving mother energy. Fool abroad, let me just tell you that the set is the energy down here. You know why a set is the energy? Our set is Isis, and Isis is a set, and that is the spirit. Oh, it's all right. Take your time, Kieran. It's all right. I ain't got no problem with that. Just say what you need to say. So Deborah is a biblical name. Yep, it is. Yep. And believe it or not, and y'all will probably say, yes, she do that. She is that. That's who she is in there. And she's in there. Let's see, Fool Abroad says, was upset the goddess who gave humans the divine spark? Well, Sophia. They say Sophia. But Sophia, honestly, they play with names and words and stuff. Sophia is really Aset, really Isis. There's so many titles that was given to her to throw people off, but it's the same spirit. It's the same spirit. You know, yeah, you have to. But uh, Deborah it means bee. And bee took me back. There was a generation that had the beehive culture, and they based it off the bee. They called the mother bee, they called her, the guys, the patriarchal called the mother bee queen bee. There was no such thing. They made that shit up. So the mother bee, just as the universe itself had daughters, and they were the workers. Then they had the drones. The patriarchal lied and said that the drones used to have sex with the mother to have the daughters. And that was a damn lie. But that's what they do. They always talk about, they have to throw that sex thing in there. So Raquel says, goddess of 10 of thousands names, many names, one spirit. Absolutely. And each, I call them titles, because titles that's given to her are like action words to me. Like, let's just say she's a judge. And we're going to say Melissa. We're going to say Melissa was the judge. Okay. So what she's doing, she would be called Saturn. So Saturn is the judge. What is the judge doing? The judge is judging a righteous judge. Can't but one know the right and the truth of anything, and that would be the mother spirit, period. So whatever she do and say is you know, none of us can tell her what to do and how to do anything. We don't get that privilege. So Raquel says, okay, Food Abroad said, Miss Deborah, do you have any thoughts on the goddess segment? Is she another aspect of Isis? Maybe the warrior aspect she is. That's what they do, Food Abroad, because people don't really know and they just read stuff in the books. In these books, they would describe them as different individuals, but it's all the same individual, but have different aspects of herself. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, Arsar. They say Osar is Osiris. Osar supposed to be the son, and Osiris supposed to be the father. Okay? Now both of them had sex with Isis or Osiris or a set. That's bullshit. They always take everything to a sexual standpoint. You can't believe that shit every time that they do that, because that's another form of degrading the mother. First of all, the mother don't have sex. That's made up. Sex, there was a period we didn't have sex. The beehive culture did not have sex. They knew their place down here. So therefore, they didn't have sex. They didn't need to have sex. Sex is a low vibrational thing, very low. You know, so if you see somebody that give themselves the name Aset, all women carry the energy of Aset. You know why? Because you are spirit. You are spirit. She put the spark of herself in you. You carry her spirit. So therefore, I'm not surprised somebody called themselves Setmek. I'm not surprised somebody called themselves Arset. I'm not surprised that somebody called themselves Mayat. I'm not surprised, because it came from the same spirit. And we have those different types of spirit, and we will operate in those spirit. What I was about to say, yeah, parthenogenesis, yes. There was a time period when that happened. Like I said, the tumors that we have are degenerate babies. They undeveloped babies. That's what they are. And they just take those whenever you have one, a tumor, they take it out, and all they do, they use it for whatever purpose they need to use it for. The same way when you give birth to a baby, you're gonna see a little red can sitting right underneath you when you're about to give birth to that baby. They're gonna take that umbilical cord and all that stuff to go with it, and they sell it to the highest bidder. Allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, but I know they do it, but I'm gonna say allegedly. That's what they do. They don't get your permission, they just do it. There are some women over in certain parts of this earth, when they have babies, they actually eat the umbilical cord. They eat it because of what it does. Just think about that. You know, the umbilical cord looked like a snake. Did y'all know that? For those of you that's giving birth to your babies, have you ever looked at the umbilical cord? It looks just like a slimy snake. You know what? Probably some of you, probably some of you, if you really know what goes on in the human body, you probably faint. Oh, they mix it. Yeah, yeah, they eat it. I'm not gonna tell you what culture it is, but go check it out. That's what they do. They eat it. And then you got a culture that cut all their hair off because it's a part of the ritual, and they sell it to the highest bidder, and they bring that hair back here and they sell it to you. It's human hair. Kiran says, I know the evil males force the good females to eat the baby cords. Yeah, they eat it. Well, because they're thinking they're gonna be youthful and beautiful and all that stuff, and I just never ever dress for no man. Now I love me some men in a different way, but I never dressed for men. I always would dress for me because it was me that mattered. What I looked like in the mirror, every time I looked in the mirror, I was looking at me. And so if I looked good for me, then I know I'm gonna look good for you and whoever else. But it's okay. But as long as I look good for me, that's all that matters. So Kiran says, I know the evil man. Okay, I read that. Raquel says stem cells for rejuvenation. Thank you. That's what they do it for. Stem cells for rejuvenation. Thanks, Miss Raquel. I appreciate that. I told you, see how we doing it? Because Deborah don't know everything. Deborah don't confess to know everything. I am a firm. This is what I think. Because we all operate in that one, because we have that one spirit, we can actually operate in that one spirit. See, it's a matter of letting go of the ego. Because once you let go of the ego, I'm just firm like that. I'm just, think about a cake, a piece of cake. Back in my days, the old girl had the cake mixed. Somebody had the eggs. Somebody had the grease, and somebody had the pan. That's how I see. And then when we come together, we put that together, we can make a cake. And that's how I still see life, period. I'm one of those person. I believe in fixing and shit. I'm a fixer. And sometimes I have to learn, Deborah, that don't need no fixing. Just sit your ass down and just chill. Somebody started telling me their problems. My mind started going into fix it mode. Okay, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? What can I do to help? And then because I'm older now, I write it on a piece of paper. I got lots of notepads, you know, and that's what I do. And I appreciate you reminding me, but I got a notebook, and whatever you guys say and something I need to do, then I'm going to do it. Young lady she wanted to know about a video. She wanted me to do a video, and I did the video for her finally, but she got gone. I didn't know she had left. She wasn't one that came live. She would make comments, but she never came live. And I think her husband is a pastor, and they're a young couple. And she was telling me about this guy, and I went and looked at the guy. The guy was actually reading the Bible. He was a Mason, and he was a Mason because he talked like a Mason. He stood like a Mason. He acted like a Mason. They give themselves away. And this guy was actually on YouTube. Everywhere he go is prophecy. He was making that a prophecy, and he know damn well that the Bible was not a damn prophecy. He knew that Bible was allegory because he was a Mason. You know, I've been around them for so many years. That's what the frat house, the club I used to go to, they got the same pattern, especially the guys. They got the same patterns. But he's teaching people that the Bible is prophecies. So Jesus said that his disciples would do greater works than himself. So people in churches are disciples of Jesus. Are they doing the work? Because all you have to do is believe in your heart that God raised Jesus from the dead, then you're saved. And then you can go out there and beat up on somebody. You can go out there and beat up on somebody. You can go out there and call somebody a bitch. You can go out there and mistreat children. You can go out there and mistreat a man. You can go out there and you in a job to serve people, and you don't serve people. So, because all you did was believe in your heart that God raised Jesus from the dead, you say. That was all it is. You didn't even go to Galatians 5. They put the seven deadly sins. See, the thing about the chakra system is duality. You're operating from the chakra system, whether you believe it or not. That's your dark side. And then you have the light side of yourself. That means you're familiar with each and every chakra system, chakra in your body and how it operates. Each chakra has a color. I have teal in my room, and nobody can tell me what close chakra teal is. I also have white, and nobody can tell me what color that chakra is. See, all those things we have to know. Well, you go ahead on, Miss Fool Abroad. You go ahead on. But that's important. It's important to know why you was with a color last year, and you so silly. You was with a color last year, and this year you got another color. It's because you're elevating. You know, that's just like some people say, well, you didn't say that last year. Okay, I didn't say that last year. I said something different. And it's your job to go and search it out yourself. It's your job to go inside yourself. That was for that period. If you pay attention, the earth is elevating. For a while, I was really into green. And I think it was because I needed to do work on my heart chakra. I was also into pink, which think and associate with the heart chakra too. It is. You go head on, girl. Yes, ma'am. You got to work on them chakras because they definitely duality. And see, the very problem, the very thing that people are sitting at, they're still sitting at the root chakra. I told you to get, let's see. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Oh, man. What am I doing? Okay. Right there, probably. Can you see that? Let's see. Okay. Okay. See the snake going up the pole? This is my Kabbalah book. And all that has to do with us. Oh, you need to name that book? Okay. I can tell you ain't been looking at my videos, Raquel. Okay. Because I put it in the video. Let's see. KABBALAH by, I think this book will help. I've been had this book about 20 years. And don't be surprised, because I don't told a lot of people about it. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised it's not in stock anymore. Because a lot of times books that really are helpful, it disappears. They don't publish it no more. This one here is a pretty good one. Also in it, it tells you in Psalms, let's see, Psalms 119. They tell you, you always hear the man say that he's Alpha and Omega. You hear them saying that they're Alpha and Omega. They took that title from the mother. They were not in the beginning, and they know that. Well, maybe all of them don't know that. But the mother is the beginning and she's the ending. Okay? She's Alpha and Omega. And I'm gonna just tell you this right here. Raquel, I'm gonna give you a little about this. This is in Mem is in Psalms 119, and the number is 40 and 13. Okay, now that's the mother. Mem is associated with the mother, which is water. If you look at the alphabets, I'm giving it to you. If you look at the alphabets, M, the letter M is 13. Hey Jesse, how you doing? You never did contact me, Jesse. I see how you are. How you doing? So the M, Raquel, is 13. That's the mother. Now they have taken that M. Oh well, I'm gonna put it in the video. I just wanted to give you a highlight of what's gonna be in the video. Yeah, I haven't put the video together. Okay, that's cool. Um, but McDonald's is the M, and it has a symbol too. It has the M symbol too. Um, Milky Ways. Oh, they took the M and made mockery of it because they want people to think that the M has a negative connotation to it, and it don't. The M represent the mother. I've been working and it slips my mind. We'll contact you today, and I hope all is. Now you out in California, right? Jesse, you in California, right? I'm in Atlanta. It's 7:58 right now. You got to contact me another time because when I get finished with you guys, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna lay down. Yeah, no, I can't lay down. I got to do my stretches. I ain't did my stretches today. I got to do them stretches. I know it's 3 hours. Yeah, it's 3 hours. It's 7:58 here. I'm in Atlanta, Jesse. Oops, I ain't spell that right. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta. But yeah, I'll put it together for you. It'll probably be sometime next week, Raquel, and I'll do a premiere like I've been doing. Oh yeah, thank you, Raquel. I'm gonna make you the moderator. Let's see. Let me find. How do you make somebody moderator? I'll find you and I'll make you a moderator. That way you can. If some old crazy person come in, you know what to do. We don't have them kind of folks up in here. But yeah, yeah, you're gonna be shocked what they did to the 13. They took the number 13 and they took it down to just like they did everything else. Uh, they disrespected the number 13. I'm so freaking happy that males ain't got no divinity anyway after putting down the great mother like she was trash serving them right. And yeah, but you know what, Kiran, I guaranteed you. And I guaranteed you, you'll be surprised how many females put up with the shit that them males put down. I'm serious. And they get mad with you. What mean? They get mad with me as a female because this one girl told me, she said, I don't like you talking about black people. That's what she said to me. And I told her, I said, well, I'm not going to talk about those that call them black, that call themselves black around you. But what you ain't going to do, you ain't going to tell me who to talk about because I talk about whoever the hell I want to talk about. And I'm not one of those persons that sit up there and uphold them in their wrongdoing. And I don't like people putting the lie completely on another culture when they themselves doing the same goddamn thing. That irritates me. And you're gonna hear me talk about it on occasion. I ain't trying to really talk about that now, but you know, she doesn't like that. All people of color are not the same. But the majority, if I had to look at a ratio of 100% bad males, I would say 70% is bad. And that's what I say. 70% of them are bad. And I'm talking about all across the cultures. Okay, I don't know why I'm gonna say this. This is to YouTube. YouTube DA Architect. Let's see, DA Architect 4884. I actually approved his comments, but for some reason they're not coming through. So could y'all please check that? I noticed that every time he does comments and I approve it, it doesn't come through. And that's been going on for some time now. So I don't know if it's something going on his end that y'all need to know about, because I know it's not my end, but he makes pretty good comments and I want them to come through. That's why I accept them. So if you could allow his comments to come through, I appreciate it. Okay, so what's been going on, Jesse James? Well, y'all don't stop talking, so I guess it's time for me to shut down and get on this floor and do my stretches. I got 7 of them to go. But Keon, I'm so glad you came. I hope you can join us every time we do a live. I'm gonna try to do lives on Sunday. They took the rule. See, here's what happens. That you probably won't find nowhere written, Raquel. See, here's the problem, and females are still doing it. When you know a male is no good, you still give in to him. I'm not saying you, I'm talking about females. They still give in to him. And so it's like this: when you keep giving into a bad seed, guess what's going to happen? The mother is going to let you learn the lesson from it. Well, that's the same no matter what. So she didn't give them the rule. The women gave them the rule because the women told the secrets to, and I talked about it, Amun and I'm gonna call them group, the Amun and Heru group. There were gender wars, and I talked about this in my video. There were gender wars that took place. These women had already given. You need that video? That video is up, Miss Raquel. It's already up. I did that 2 days ago. But the gender wars took place, and what happened was they fought the women and they beat them. They took the information that the women had, they gave it to the males. And the males were Africans. Okay? The Amun tribes and the Uh, Hi. Okay, you came in, so you got my message. I'm glad you came here. I had sent you a message, and I told you that YouTube they didn't put your comment through, and I don't understand why they don't do that. So what I was saying is that that group was the ones, they were the patriarch, they were the beginning of the patriarchals, and they took and they removed anything pertaining to the mother, anything pertaining to the matriarchs. They couldn't take the matriarchs out the damn stone. They couldn't do that. Uh, and then they told you and lied and said that the Avion shot the nose off and all that stuff. They did a lot of that stuff, those males, those African males. Okay? And they want you to think that it was all the Abions that did all that wickedness when they were a part of that. And I said in the video, the almonds, the other group, the priesthood, and those Amions that was a part of that process, they all gonna get it. And the females that supported them, they're gonna get it because those females were put in positions to help people and they don't help. I see them, you see them, you go into these places, these corporations, and you go into these hospitals, they don't help. They place there. And they support these wicked ass males. They're going to pay for all that. So yeah, I don't know what you can see, Raquel, because some people told me they can't see all my videos on their cell phone. So I don't know. I go in and I type in my name and they come up for me on my phone. They come up for me. So I don't know. When I type in my name, they come up. And Premiere, my videos, the video that I did on, let me see. Hold on for a second. Okay, I just did this video right here. Okay, that is the matter netter. Let's see. Let me go back. Okay, and I did this one right here. I don't know because I can pull those videos from my phone. So I don't know how that process works. But I did get some people that say that they can't pull those videos about the great divine mother give the patriarchals right to rule for a time, but their rule is up point blank. Well, it every 2160 years, um, from what I researched, there was a rule given where a ruling was allowed. The women started out ruling first, and like I said, they did some shit that they shouldn't have did, and so that's how the males. Okay, let me just throw this at you. I'm gonna throw this at you. Say for instance, the mother tells me to do a particular thing, and I don't do it. And I want something personal. Let's just say I want a man, but I don't. I'm just using this as an example. But what happens is, because I did not do what she told me to do, that prolonged me getting that man. Because you go into a I wouldn't say contract because I don't like that word. But you go into an agreement. I'm just gonna say agreement, even though it's a contract too. But I'm just gonna say you go into a verbal agreement with the mother that you're gonna do certain things. You run your mouth when you're talking, when you're probably down and out to the mother. Well, if you do this for me, then I'll do this for you, and that's what people do when they're hurting, and then you forget that you said those things. And so the mother holds you to that. She holds you to that stuff. I'm like that. If you tell me you're going to do something, I expect for you to do it. Because if you don't do what you say you're going to do, you become a liar to me. And then I don't look at you as one with integrity. Integrity is very important to me because that's what I strive to become myself. And so when I deal with people, I'm looking for people with integrity. They live according to their word. Their word is their bond. Whatever they say, they do. You know, and that's what I like. I don't like wishy-washy stuff because when you say one thing and do another, that don't work fly with me. If I tell you I'm coming to Tucson, Arizona on a particular day, believe me, I'm coming. The only way I won't come if something went wrong. But people that know me in the past, they know me for my word because I do what I say I'm gonna do. And I do the same, and I expect the same thing from people. Now I'm not saying everybody do that, but you know, you want me to be a person of my word, then I want you to be a person of your word. I want you to be about integrity. I'm striving to become that. You know, that's all I'm saying. You have to I put a lot of work into these videos. I put a lot of time into these videos, trying to make it simple for all of you all. I do, you know, because I care that much for you. I don't know you personally, but I feel like I do. I feel like I know you enough to give you what I know, but you got to put forth effort too. You got to put forth some effort. You know, don't look for things to be handed to you with a silver spoon every time. You got to put in some work. Don't just take people's word for anything. Even though I put a lot of time and effort into these videos, you have to put time and effort to make sure or not are they applicable to you or not. If they're not, this is my life that I'm putting up here. This is my life. And we don't have the same life, but it may be some things that you may get out of it that may be helpful to you. Well, the best way to show me that you guys appreciate it is appearing on for the lies, because people are hurting and people need to come together. I use this platform for people to come together and to talk about whatever you want to talk about. I ain't got no problem as long as it's done in respect. You're right. So they add. You're right. They don't. It's not a value. Just like they sit and say they love you. Hi 369 Dimension. How you doing? Now y'all need to go over there and check out his channel, 369. Show him some love. I'm glad you're doing well. Um, and then tell your friends, because he does some really great work on his channel. Go take a look at it. So I don't know. We just need to start supporting one another. You can talk about anything you want. You know, I don't mind coming in at a specific time. Just tell me. Sundays is my cleanup day. I clean up on Sundays, but I try to do it early in the morning. Some people don't like to watch videos. They rather have a live. I get that. Some people don't like reading. I do both. I like to read. I love to read. I'm a reader. But at the same time, I'm a good. I talk a lot, but I can also listen a lot too. And I told you, whenever I go out among people, I'm quiet. I know that'll be a hard thing for you guys to believe, but okay. Take care, Karan. I'm glad you came by. Have a good night. That's my buddy right there, y'all, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams been with me a long time. K complimentary. It says I struggle with forgiveness, especially when the other person behavior doesn't change and you are in close proximity to them. I'm laughing. I'm laughing not at you, Kay, but I'm laughing because I just told my son and I just talked about that. And you have to, forgiveness is to help you, it's to free you. And I have that same problem. That's why I don't go back to these people, because you're study changing, getting better from your ways that may not be good, and then the other person that you're saying forgiveness to, they and looking for forgiveness from them, they ain't gonna say no forgiveness to you, and they ain't gonna change. So what you do, you say, you forgive them for what they did and said, and then you ask them to forgive you for something you said, because I'm sure if you're anything like me, you're going to confront them with their negative behavior, and then they'll act like it's all you. They'll project like it's all you. You got